All right. Another closers by committee. And we're hoping to get our committee a little bit of growth here at some point. We keep inviting some closers, but they have other commitments, I guess. But it's Aaron and myself. We're here to talk some baseball, some alternate programming. And since there's nothing on TV, you'd
Talking
spend an hour.
baseball.
Spend an hour with us. The melodic tones of my co-host Aaron, who's on the road. Um,
Like Kerouac.
yeah, Jack Kerouac, right?
I do pass by every day now a minor league baseball stadium.
Yeah,
For the High A Hillsboro Hops in Hillsboro, Oregon. At least for the
cool.
rest of the week, I'll be passing by it.
Is that hops as in like beer or?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, cool. It's got a brewski theme. Perfect.
Got a little green hop guys. Their logo.
Yeah, that's also. I saw some images from. Did they have an AstroTurf field?
Yes, it rains
Okay.
there constantly. So
Okay. You know, I'm nostalgic for AstroTurf now. When I was a kid, it was like,
Dude,
it was grass.
that's fucked up.
It is fucked up, right? But yeah, I'm nostalgic for
Just
cookie
miss
cutter
Dave
stadiums.
Concepcion skipping the ball across the carpet.
Right. It goes in cycles, I guess. Although I don't think those are coming back in mass, at least, just in those areas.
I don't think the players would have it.
Yeah, right. The rug burns alone are costly. So.
Yeah, it's hell on their knees too. It's just cement under there.
Right. But let's dive right into the news. We lost Bill Mazeroski today, the other day, a couple days ago.
Shot heard around the world.
Yeah. And I was listening to another podcast, one of our competitors, who we should probably not bring up here, but they were talking about.
It's a big boat. We can have we can mention their competitors.
Yeah.
I don't think they're really competitors.
I got false outrage about it here. But Mazeroski, they were debating whether or not it was the greatest home run. Actually, it was a Baseball Tonight podcast. I'll just go ahead and say it. So
it's still Buster Olney.
Buster Olney and Tim Kirkjohn and those guys. And they debated whether or not the 1962 home run to beat the Yankees in the World Series in the Game 7 was the greatest home run of all time to end the World Series.
End the World Series.
Yeah. And
how many? I guess you start with how many World Series have ended on home runs.
Well, Joe Carter. I might have that.
That was a great one.
Yeah. Joe Carter was one that they mentioned, but that was a Game 6, so it wasn't a Game 7. But how did they? Because the World Series,
those are the two, just two.
Yeah,
Joe Carter and Bill Mazeroski.
Last year's World Series did not end on a home run, but
it was a better series.
But they talked. Didn't their third baseman
Miggy Rowe?
Yeah, he had a 2-run homer to tie the game late in the game.
It was in the 9th, I think.
Yeah. But somehow that got into the ointment. They started talking about that as being a classic game as well.
Because there's only two that ended on a homer. They
right.
Stretch.
They had to pull something else in, I guess.
Buster's producers going stretch.
Right. But I remember as a kid, we had a Pirates fan up at the boat club, and he would talk. He claimed to have been at that game. The one thing they said about that game, not a single strikeout in that game.
Wow.
That Game 7, the 62 World Series. So it was much more of a contact game back then. And Mazeroski.
That sounds like it was a Kirkjian fact.
I think it was actually. Yeah. I can hear the voice right now, his little squeaky voice. But it's definitely this guy that we went to boat club. He claimed to be there, and he was a big Bucks fan, and so that was part of my whole introduction to baseball, was just shooting the breeze with him, because he was a huge baseball fan, and even though he wasn't a Reds fan, I got along with him. Look forward to talking to him a lot.
Those are usually better conversations.
Yeah, because he talk about, the Reds and Pirates have a common kind of history, so it was cool. But it's sad to, Mazeroski was in an age when there wasn't a lot of offense, so he's considered one of the better defending second basemen of all time. Some of the guys there in that discussion did identify him as the best, but they brought up guys like Roberto Alomar,
Nap Lajoie.
They didn't mention Lajoie. They didn't go back. They did try to keep it current for whatever reason. They very, very rarely reach back into the annals, like maybe Sean does. But anyway, it's sad to see him go. I believe he's in his 90s, I believe. Sad to see him go. Another big thing is as you predicted, and they did fill Tony Clark's job with the MLBPA, as a deputy executive director. They filled that position with someone named Bruce Meyer.
He's the guy they tried to run out a little while ago, too.
Was it?
Yeah, there was some of the players tried to get rid of Meyer entirely. I don't even remember what that was about.
That's interesting. I didn't read that.
I just remember when it happened. It's about a year or two ago.
Right. Well, he apparently he's a big fan of Marvin Miller. Marvin Miller, the Hall of Fame labor leader that helped design the free agent system that's so lucrative for players today. So the speculation is it might even be that much harder to crack the players union than it might have been under Clark. Although I don't know if it really matters.
Who was the guy when we were kids that was the head of the players union? He was
Was it Peter Uberoth?
No, he was the commissioner.
Commissioner, yeah. Donald Fair?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he was kind of an ordinary kind of fella. Humorless.
Yeah, but he fought for the players. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did find this Jeff Passan article, March 19th, 2024. Sources: frustrated players ask for removal of MLBPA's Bruce Meyer.
Okay.
Player leaders expressed frustration at MLBPA executives during a video conference call Monday night, the culmination of a week in which players advocated for the ouster of the union's chief labor negotiator.
Interesting.
They wanted to replace him with somebody named Harry Marino, the lawyer who spearheaded the unionization efforts of minor league players.
So was it over the direction of the union or some kind of dispute in that sense, or was it? Didn't really say.
I'm scrolling down. It's not really saying. Tony Clark wouldn't comment. Meyer vociferously denied that being the case and advocated for his work. Blah blah blah. No, they say they thought that Meyer was ideologically aligned with Scott Boras. I don't know if that's the case.
Right. Well, that could have been apocryphal.
Yeah.
Yeah. To use a well-used term on the internet, but all right. So we'll start with some National League news. We don't go in alphabetical order; we go by order of preference here. But
is our slogan still "Fuck the AL"?
We'll see how much time we have after we're done with these National League notes here. But 19-year-old Pirates prospect Konnor
Griffin.
Konnor Griffin. Yeah, he had 2 home runs today, age 19. Manager Don Kelly has not ruled out that he might break camp with the Pirates, and that'll upset the balance of the NRBL for sure when that happens. But
I mean, he's going to be voted in as the player to be in the auction anyway. For those who are not the 11 people in our league, we choose 2 minor leaguers to be included along with everybody on a 26-man roster of a National League team, plus their injured lists.
Mm-hmm. Well, small sample size, but he definitely had a nice start to the spring today.
He's the number 1 prospect in baseball, or number 1 offensive prospect in baseball anyway.
19 years old. He's got the world by the tail there. So the Braves signed Chris Sale to a 1-year extension at $27 million for 2027 with a
Not
team
bad.
option for
Playing a
2028.
kid's game.
Yeah. Which, people are really shy away from Sale because of those injuries. He just seems injury prone. Last year, he busted his ribs diving after a ground ball or something and missed like 3 months, and he's missed entire seasons. But
Yeah.
I mean, when he's on, he is absolutely filthy.
That year he was on my team was his healthy year.
Yeah.
And then I traded him at the end. And I think he got injured at the end, didn't he?
Well, Rodney traded.
Yeah, I traded him to Rodney.
Enrod we trust traded him to me for Gino actually, and I had.
And then he lost Gino.
Yeah.
To the AL.
Gino, and I lost Sale. No Sale.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But he still. Oh yeah. Well, he still got Sale. No,
I got Sale right now. So.
Oh, so you do have Sale.
Yeah.
Are you keeping him?
Probably.
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, there'd be a pretty big hole in my pitching staff without him, I guess. But you're still rolling the dice with him. I got him at a reasonable price, $22. So.
Yeah, I think that's the one I bid on. That's from my. Is it his option here?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we got I don't know if this is newsworthy, but O'Neill Cruz, in a desperate attempt to raise his 102 batting average against lefties, hired a left-handed batting practice pitcher over the winter. Has been hacking his ass off against lefties, so we'll see if that has any benefits. If he could harness that power, he would be quite the attractive draft pick.
I don't believe in O'Neill Cruz anymore.
Too many strikeouts, too many swing and miss, or
he's never put together a real season and doesn't seem to be improving much. Although you did mention the left-handed hit and left-handed BP pitcher. Maybe that'll help something. He's at least he's trying, I guess.
Right. Yeah, tantalizing.
I think I'd wait on it.
Tantalizing blend of power and speed, but yeah. If you can't make enough contact, you're kind of in trouble.
If you can't steal first base, if it's not banana ball, then.
With the spring games beginning, that kind of puts a spring in our step as baseball fans. And Jordan Lawler just started with a really good start to spring training.
They got him in the outfield now?
I did read that they might be playing him, giving him some reps out there. It's kind of crowded. And on the shortstop, who's playing third base for the Diamondbacks?
I'll tell you in a sec.
Oh, Nolan Arenado, of course.
That's right.
Yeah, so he might have to change. Lawler may have to change positions to get much playing time there. But you heard about Zach Veen, right? Did we talk about that last week?
I don't think we talked about it, but yeah, he's off the juice and on the juice, off the sauce and on the juice.
Off the sauce and on the juice, right? That's kind of a cruel way to say it. The man had a problem, and he apparently rectified it, but he mysteriously came to camp 40 pounds heavier, and they say it's muscle. Completely transformed. When you see him now, his face is all,
he's got kind of Barry Bonds head.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, he's a very imposing look. He's kind of looks like the Michelin Man a little bit now or something. But he hit a 468-foot homer the other day. So we'll see if he's another one that has that blend of power and speed if he can put it together. But the problem with him is pitchers were able just to gas him with fastballs down the middle. It was like unbelievable.
Talking about Lawler still?
No, I'm talking about Veen.
Oh, Veen.
Veen, yeah. If he can get on top of a fastball, he might have a future. But most times you don't see these guys come out of minor leagues having difficulty with fastball. It's usually all speed stuff.
Yeah. Once I see him like 3 times in the minor league draft of our league, I'm out on him, I think.
I wondered, because I've picked him twice in our minor league phase, and I'm like, what if he's there
Yeah.
again?
Rodney picked him once too.
You're right. You're right. He did. Yeah. That had nothing to do with the reason why I picked him.
Yeah, I mean, he was just
Yeah. No, yeah, he
he was
picked
just a
him and
player.
then threw him back in. But yeah, he was their number one prospect about 3 or 4 years ago. But he could have some what they call post hype appeal if he puts it together, as long as he's not juicing, right?
The post hype sleeper.
Yeah,
but he's totally juicing.
it sure seems like it. Now the visual evidence is compelling, but it's apocryphal.
Yeah. Hand this cup, sir.
Yeah, right. Jose Fermin. The Cardinals have all these question marks about their outfield, but Fermin might become a sleeper in your draft. He's he hit very well in the minors last year, I believe, and he's turning some heads.
Of course, plays infield and outfield.
Yeah, but they kind of imagine him maybe in left field. They got Walker, and they got Scott the second, and Pray for Rain, I think. I mean, I don't know what else they got out there.
So when I'm looking at roster resource for the Cardinals, and when you look at the whole thing, it says Fermin is infield / outfield, but when you click on him on his player page, it says second base / third base.
Okay, that's interesting. So they'll probably move him around, but they need so much help in the outfield. He'd probably get most of his reps there, I would imagine. But who knows?
Who's St. Louis's third baseman now? Nolan Gorman. Okay. Weatherholt at second. Mason Wynn, of course, at short.
Yeah, he's the flavor of the month. That's their best prospect or was coming into the year.
Yeah, he's owned in our league too. I can't remember. Is it?
And Rodri Truss has him. Yeah. All right, so Bubba Chandler got off to a rough outing, but he did touch 100 miles per hour on his fastball in his first spring start. He'll probably be in the rotation, but if he has another couple starts like that, he might start the season down in the minors. Probably won't be there long, but wildness has kind of been his Achilles heel throughout his minor league career.
They've got him ahead of Urquidy on the depth chart here. He's the number 4 starter.
Okay. More than likely, he's got nothing to worry about.
Skeens, Keller, Ashcraft, Chandler, Urquidy. Did we talk about Pittsburgh's bullpen yet?
No, but I was gonna touch on that a little bit in our closers.
Yeah, that's one I don't know if we'd mentioned.
Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of Pittsburgh, Jared Jones, are expecting him to be ready sometime maybe by the end of May. So that's pretty soon, right up against the 1-year threshold that they projected for Tommy John recovery.
Elbow surgery, internal brace.
Yeah. And Michael Conforto signs with the Cubs, and somebody in the Dodgers said something bad about his girlfriend or something today. So yeah, something that I saw something that they were disparaging his girlfriend. I thought, well, that's not
weird.
But, yeah, but apparently, I don't know. Maybe she's stifles, or what do they call that? Stifles him or something like that, or he's just too close. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't see Conforto on here. Is it a minor league deal?
I think so, yeah. He'll probably, if he makes the team, he'll probably be an alternate to the left-handed side of a platoon with that guy Ballesteros or whatever, DH first base.
Ballesteros?
Yeah.
That dude can hit.
Yeah. All right, so let's do some American League as best we can here. So I was on
fuck the American League.
Yeah, fuck the American League. Now let's talk about the Yankees, because I promised Tango. I was on Tango's news show, which happens to be called
I'm Just Saying.
I'm Just Saying. And she confided that she was a Yankees fan. I said, oh, we'll even talk about the Yankees on Closers by Committee. But they say Gerrit Cole is rounding to form. He's might be recovered from his Tommy John surgery by June. He was touching, they say June, but they said in a bullpen session he was hitting 97 miles per hour. mean,
Jesus.
it seems like that's a little dangerous. Like he might be pushing it a little bit, but
If he's
they
throwing
need
nice and easy, I don't know.
right. But they're not going to have any trouble scoring runs when you look at their lineup up and down.
Trent Grisham's their leadoff hitter?
Yeah, and he hit like 31 home runs last year. I had no idea.
I knew that because I had him for a long time on my Lebowski team, and I cut him loose at just about the right time, I think.
Well, like guys like Chaz Grissom and
Bellinger, Ben Rice, Giancarlo Stanton's back.
yeah, they brought back Goldschmidt.
Chisholm's
And,
going back to second.
is he? So they're not going to have any problem scoring runs. They got to get some of these pitchers back. The Yankees do. If they can tread water until around June or something, then they'll get Rodon back and hopefully Cole. And
look at the rotation: Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, Luis Heel.
Yeah, so it's a little thin there towards the back end, and so they need to tread water. I could definitely see them making, not to disparage any of those guys, but I could see them trying to make a couple moves for depth before the season starts.
Was Heel Rookie of the Year?
Was he?
Might have been. I feel like he was. I'm not positive.
Well, we're doing a baseball show. We should know these things.
The question came off the top of my head.
Yeah. No, that's an
he's
excellent
2024
question.
Rookie of the Year.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. So there's the Yankees. They're in a tough division because the Blue Jays are really good. They're really good. The Blue Jays were a formidable opponent for the Dodgers and almost pulled that off last year. So some people kind of like the moves the Red Sox made. They got Wilson Contreras, for instance. I don't know. They seem like they might be the wild card team or a pretty good team, competitive team, but I don't see him hanging in there with the Yankees and the Blue Jays, really.
Yeah, they got Aroldis Chapman closing it down.
Yeah. Well, Chapman had one of his best years ever last year, ironically.
Yeah.
The Orioles, they're an interesting team, bringing on Pete Alonso to complement their mashing catcher with
Adley Rutschman.
Yeah. And Alonso's off to a good start. He homered twice already. He's another one that got talked about recently. Darryl Strawberry was openly speculating why he would leave the Mets to go to the Orioles, and it got off into the weeds about how much of a better city New York is and Baltimore. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like he said Strawberry said he had regrets for having left the Mets, this is all shit that a former player might say. But if you're working for your contract or trying to in the midst of your career, there are a lot of reasons.
Grapes coming from Mets fans. What it sounds like to me.
Right. They also signed Thairo Estrada, which he's an under the radar, decent kind of player. But
isn't he on the DL or is he?
Well, he missed like the second half of last year, but he's back from that. The Orioles will be competitive for sure. Tigers, Tarek Skubal, he's set to make a start in the WBC against England on March 7th. That's the only appearance he's going to make in that, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt. But
that dude's a monster.
Yeah.
We just had back-to-back Cy Youngs in both leagues, didn't we?
Well, Sale won it in 2024.
Skeens won 25. Okay, so it wasn't back-to-back.
Yeah. But I think Skeens is making a start at least two in the WBC. But people, they were talking that up on Baseball Tonight as well. I know how you feel about it. Yeah. I kind of enjoy it, but it is kind of you feel a little bit queasy about these guys going out there, especially with what happened to Edwin Diaz a few years ago.
But guys get injured in spring training every day too.
Right. Let's see, Joe Ryan.
They don't get as excited at home plate like that.
Yeah,
Wasn't it a celebration injury, Edwin Diaz?
it was. He closed out the game, and it was a big win, and they're really excited. I mean, the other international teams, they get really amped up for it, and they really wanted, like Gino wants to be in it for Venezuela, and the Japanese players, they love representing their country. It's an opportunity to really get into it, but it's also you can see what can happen. But.
Yeah. So Shohei's not pitching in the WBC or spring training.
Oh wow!
But he's going to pitch all season. He's still throwing bullpens and doing all his stuff.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he does on a full season.
Yeah.
This will be his first in the National League. It'll be his first full season pitch.
Yeah.
Joe Ryan scratched from his first start. I don't think there's an abundance of concern right now, but anytime starting pitcher gets scratched at this time of the year, it's a little bit of a jitter. All right, so that's our news. That's our news. So
we even got some Twins news in there, man.
Yeah, I know. We did okay. We did okay with the AL this time, I think. We didn't totally fuck it over. But so
next time we'll talk about Seattle.
Yeah, I like that. I like that topic. Seattle produced some of the greatest players in modern history, really, when you think about it. But we're to the bottom of the third now, right? So this is our fantasy baseball section. We had our first trade of the season.
Fairy tale baseball.
The Diamond Cutters, who is, let's face it, he's sort of fixated on the Reds. He's a Reds fan. He traded
moronic fucking trade, man.
Traded Will Smith for 17. Will Smith's probably. Would you say he's the best catcher in the National League? Probably. Offensively.
Top 2 or 3, certainly.
Yeah. $17 year 2, which means he could be extended.
That kid from Colorado might be a better bargain right now.
Bargain, yeah. It's a bargain, yes, probably. But $17 year 2, which means he can be extended to $23 or $22.
They had $5 per extra year.
Right.
But he's still if he's got the option of not extending him and just paying 22 this year too, which is my usual way to go.
So he wanted to. So he sent him to the Proud Pigeons of Pain for Matt McLain, who had a very extremely disappointing, rough season last year. He was a highly considered prospect. He produced very well in 2024, but found himself hitting 9th by the end of the season last year. I don't have his stats in front of me. Of course, Great American Ballpark is a great hitter's park. You never know when something's going to click. But to get him right now, I mean, you got to extend him probably. If
Yeah, he's an option. He's in his option year too.
Yeah. If you're going to realize any value from the trade, you almost have to have him for more than just this year, because he's got to dig himself out of the hole this year. It might take him half a year to work his way back up into the middle of the lineup. But.
Yeah, and McLean's $14, which is overpriced. I'll bet another $1 that Bones extends him.
I would say he's probably got an eye on extending him.
Fucking moron.
I don't know.
The guy's a single digits dollars player.
Wow.
And
see, now I'm more bullish on him than you are.
He's a $9 player.
Arguably, yeah, a sensible bid on him.
I wouldn't go 10.
Yeah.
If I was bidding, I'd go to 9, and that's it.
I wouldn't bury him, but I don't know what the hell was going on with him.
Second base is deep. Catcher is catcher.
Yeah. This is true.
I mean, deep in the way that there's 2 or 3 elite guys at the top, and then there's 20 guys that are all the same.
Joey Bart, Mall Cop.
He's a catcher, right?
Yeah. Well, you said catchers, the scarce. I thought you meant the
Yeah.
scarcity of the position.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
talking.
the
I
drop
went
off.
to I went back to second base where it's there's 2 or 3 at the top, and then there's 20 that are all the same, and then there's just a few that are just shite.
Yeah. Right.
And McLean's down toward the shite end of those.
Well, yeah, because of the talent at the position for sure.
His slash line 220, 300, 343. Dude had a 343 slug. His OPS is 643.
Because I heard going into last year, I heard some respectable baseball people saying, "Well, if I had to choose him or Ellie De La Cruz, I would take Matt McLean."
How respectable are these respectable?
To build my team around, that's the exact quote I heard from somebody on the radio, but I can't, it's all apocryphal. But so
it looks like McLean is in spring training. He's had 3 plate appearances. I don't see the hits. That's wonky.
Well, he might not, with 3 plate appearances, he might not have
one.
Yeah. But we're so early on, there's nothing really to ascertain from what anybody's done.
He's got a 667 average, so he must be 2 for 3.
Okay. Well, as a Reds fan, I'm rooting for him. As an NRBL player, I have to agree with you that maybe this wasn't the worst trade of all time, but I think the proud pigeons of pain got the better of it. But.
Yeah. Proud pigeons of pain sent the Diamond Cutters to see the sisters at Shawshank.
That's a very delicate way to put that, Aaron. I like that. So what else is going on the league right now? I mean, we're all just getting ready for the draft. I think everybody's kind of back in their man cave, preparing for the draft in the various ways that they do. And right now, there's really there won't be any cut down until 3 weeks from now, and when you have to release some players. Someday we should probably go over, the rules that we play by, so our listeners understand what the hell we're talking about. But it's fairly vanilla. It's not the most complicated setup. If you know rotisserie baseball,
it's not the most complicated, but it's not the most simple either.
Well, there's been so many amendments that have been put into it to kind of patrol. Yeah. Let's face it, cheating.
Or just goofy behavior. Like there was one year that the team now known as the Proud Pigeons of Pain, I think they were the Loveland SP something, or I forget what they used to be called.
Mm-hmm.
But one year they just kept when we were allowed to nominate any minor leaguer that was part of an NL organization, he nominated a minor leaguer every time, and they were soaking up money, and there were all these minor league players in the league, and Sean, the commissioner, changed it so that we now have to vote on 2 minor leaguers to include in the draft, and those are the only ones we get.
And that's an excellent example, but there are several other rules that were kind of born from the same.
That's one of the more recent examples, I'd say.
Right.
Some rule changes are just to make the commissioner's life easier.
Yeah,
he got rid of the Z's.
Or don't change the name of your team more than once a year, or something. Yeah. Wasn't there an incident where the guy changed his name to the name of one team's, and the other team changed the name to his, so that you were totally confused about?
There were many teams named Slim Pickens or some variation thereof.
And you're like, how'd this guy go from 9th place to 3rd place in one day? So guys would do things just to get on the commissioner's nerves,
or the rest of the league's nerves.
Right. Probably, if you were to if we put our Constitution up and you were to actually read it, you were like, why in the hell is this even necessary to put into the rules? And then that would start
that
the discussion.
Constitution's out of date. It needs some updates for sure.
Yeah.
It's got about 3-year-old worth of rule stuff in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're kind of going into the middle innings now, and this is where we kind of do a lighter side of the game, more of a pop culture. And I'm ambushing you, Aaron, because you don't know what I picked as a topic. But I think that you're going to find it to be somewhat easy to come up with a list of your top 5 announcers of all time.
Baseball announcers?
Yeah.
Well, you got to have Marty Brennaman right at the top.
Absolutely. Who's that?
The Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame announcer, Marty Brennaman.
Brockmire.
Brockmire counts? Okay.
No, Brockmire.
Then Brennaman 2, Brockmire 1.
Okay. I love Brockmire. How'd that show ever end? How'd they let that show off the air? That show should have gone on for 30 seasons.
Didn't they kill him? Didn't they kind of give him a disease at the end?
Did they? He kind of spun out of control now that I think about it. He was wasn't he getting into cocaine and all kinds of shit?
No,
he was doing that already, but
yeah, Brockmire was a mess.
Hank Azaria. I love that he had that grudge with Buck.
That was fucking and he gave Bob Costas pink eye.
Right. That show was classic. All right.
Yes, sir.
Brockmire, Brennaman.
I kind of grew to like Buck Martinez with the Toronto Blue Jays.
That's an interesting pick. I don't dislike Buck Martinez. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, he's definitely. He's got some dulcet tones. You know, he's some good insights.
He's off the grid a little bit there, but he just retired, I think, from announcing.
Oh, I believe he had some health issues, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But
the guy from Seattle, is his name Rick Riz?
Rick Riz. Okay.
Is that his name?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Rick Riz, but I watched a lot of, like, me. I watch a lot of National League, but
yeah, Rizzs, Rick Riz.
Okay. Rick Riz.
The
Riz.
Let's see. Matt Vasgersian's good.
Matt Vasgersian. Okay. Man, you're coming up with some good modern day examples, some good ones. Hawk Harrison.
Hell no.
Put it on the board. Yes.
That guy's the worst. No,
John
he's
Sterling.
Not the worst.
No.
Yeah, none of those Yankees guys. For God's
John
sake.
Sterling is terrible. I'm sorry.
You know who I do like though, announcer wise from the Yankees? The guy who announced the rosters. The guy to go number 2.
Oh,
Derek
yeah.
Jeter.
Yeah.
Jeter.
The public address announcer.
Yeah. I'm counting him.
Well, Paul Summercamp is an imprint in my brain, The old Red's a public address announcer. But...
Yeah. And John Browdy, too.
Right.
Bob Shepard was the guy's name, known as the Voice of God, the most famous New York Yankees PA announcer, served from 1951 to 2007. That's a 66-year career.
Wow. Yeah, he had like a total gentleman's voice. Like it's like,
but it had like this Brooklyn accent to it.
Right.
And Jeter kept it playing his recorded announcement every time he'd bat, even after he died. He'd hear number 2, Derek Jeter.
I seem to remember that. Yeah, what a tribute.
Yeah, I think that's only 3-4 I came up with.
Yep. Well, if you're going to include Brockmire, but
Okay, 5 if I include Brockmire.
Yeah.
Right. Brenneman,
Brockmire,
Riz, Vasgersian. Who did I just say? The Yankees PA guy? That's 4. It's 5 if I count Brockmire. Bob Shepard, right?
Bob Shepard. Okay. Like it. I'm going to allow it. Don't you love it when people say, I'm going to allow it? Like
they're a judge?
Stop me? Yeah. Like,
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Okay. I'm fine. All right. So
short leash counselor.
So mine's going to be a little bit more nostalgic, I guess. But I have, I remember you said you didn't really care for Vin Scully, but I can't help it. I love listening to Vin Scully and his stupid stories and all that bullshit. I ate it up.
I softened on him a little toward the end, but
yeah, I get it. Bob Uecker.
Oh, fuck, yes.
Bob Uecker.
Oh, how did I miss Bob Uecker?
Right. Just a bit outside.
He's literally, I would listen to the end of fucking Brewers games all the time just to hear him do the 9th inning.
Yeah. Amazing. And look at all the talent he had. I mean, he'd go on the Tonight Show and
he's hilarious.
Deadpan humor was freaking
He had his own sitcom for like 6-7 years.
Right.
Still got to call all his games.
Yeah. And this might be controversial. John Miller. I really like John Miller. Yeah. It just seems like a really smart guy, relatable guy at the same time. Knows his baseball.
He's a very San Francisco type guy too.
Yeah.
He's like always in Birkenstocks.
He never screwed up somebody's name that happened to not be, if they had a Hispanic name or something, he would always say it correctly,
Mm-hmm.
So I always like John Miller.
Adios, pelota.
I got Harry Carey in there.
You know what? The other 2 Giants guys, Kruko and who's the other? It starts with a K too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kuiper
and Kruko. Yeah. Yeah. I like those
guys are really good.
And his brother, I don't know if it's Kruko or Kuiper. I think it's Kruko's brother does the A's games and sounds just like him.
Kuiper's brother, I think, or I don't know if he's. I'm not going to say because I could be wrong.
All right. I like the reserved, the self-policing there.
No, it was Glenn Kuiper. Yeah, the A's broadcaster was the one. I don't know if they're related, but he used a racial slur and got fired.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah, he is Dwayne Kuiper's brother. Okay.
I have Harry Carey in there. He's very rough around the edges, but
I loved Harry Carey back then, man. I just did. Steve Stone's good too.
Yeah. Yes. Steve Stone is good. He's still doing White Sox, isn't he? He's still doing White Sox games.
Yep.
But Harry Carey just, the hairy-chested slugger and the inappropriate shit he would say, talking about Marley Collins, and then he'd be 2 sheets in the wind by the 5th inning. It's just, he was just like everybody loved him.
I'm taking Brockmire off the list because I forgot Jason Benetti.
Jason Benetti's
as good as it gets.
Okay. Is it American League?
Tigers.
Okay.
He was White Sox with Steve Stone for a year or 2. And he was always a Chicago guy, I think. And he really got fucked over by the White Sox when he was going into negotiations, and he bailed on him and went to the Tigers.
Well, good for the Tigers.
Yeah.
And last I had to pick Marty. He definitely became very jaded and very wave his fist to the sky and kind of what would you call it, curmudgeonly in the latter days. But
I loved it.
Nobody called a home run like he did, though. I mean, nobody would put a charge into a call that he could. I haven't heard too many people that can do that.
Sometimes he would just, and that one's out of here.
Well, I like it when you complain about extra innings. This game might never end.
He did get so salty.
Yeah, right. and we've both met him. We both
That's
encountered
true.
him, and
Yeah.
he's just he's inexorably linked to the Reds, and so anyway, there we go. That's our middle innings segment. That was kind of fun.
Yeah. So after the 2023 season, Benetti left the White Sox, citing a disrespectful remark from the team's chief revenue and marketing officer, Brooks Boyer, as an example of his strained relationship with the team's front office. In addition, Benetti speculated that the White Sox preferred a more traditional broadcasting voice rather than his looser, playful style.
Okay, interesting. Looks like somebody got rid of my closers by committee video, which happens sometimes on the network here. So we'll just go into it. We won't do any.
Closers by committee.
Right. Always be closing. A, always. B, whatever that is.
B, closing.
Closing.
And I've still never seen Glenn Ross.
Well, just remember
I attempted a couple times. I fell asleep every time.
Just remember, first place is a set of steak knives. Second place is you're fired. So that's
okay.
That's Glenn Ross for you in a nutshell. All right, so let's look at some of the more interesting closing situations in the league at this early stage of spring. We kind of went over a couple teams last week, but Aaron, why don't you kick it off with one American League or one National League team that you selected to talk about?
Let's see here. Trying to remember who I said earlier tonight when I was looking this over.
You mentioned
Miami.
Correct, yes.
So they signed Pete Fairbanks, who is, I guess, the closer. The weird thing about Miami is they never have a closer get 20 saves.
But it don't usually last past July. They get traded.
That's true too. So yeah, they got I guess Fairbanks is the closer, Calvin Fauché is first in line, and Anthony Bender is forever the setup guy there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they signed Fairbanks to do the job, and he was very successful in Tampa last year. He had a really good season. They just declined his $11 million option because they run on a shoestring budget. Yeah, they're cheap. I was trying to be diplomatic about it, but yeah, they're cheap assholes. But so
they're innovative because they're so cheap.
That's what I agree with you. It's nuanced. Like, okay, you got a club that's cheap and stupid over here.
Yeah.
Then you have the Rays that's industrious.
Yep.
They're smart. They develop players, especially pitching.
They're clever, and then their executives get snatched up by other teams.
But they are kind of so I like Fairbanks to be, at least until he might be traded in July or so, just after the All-Star break. But I think he's going to. I mean, it's your team. What do you think?
It's not my team. I mean,
no. But it's your pick. It's your pick.
Yeah,
I'm getting philosophical on it already, and it's like.
Yeah, I like Fairbanks. Okay, he's obviously going to hold the job, but how many saves are you going to get with the Miami Marlins? Even if he's healthy and there for the whole season and not traded. 20, 21. I mean, that's not a good team.
No, it's not a good team. But they.
And if they don't have Fairbanks, you're down to Fauché.
Because he's the incumbent, right? He's the one that ended last year with the job, I think, Fauché.
Did he end it? I know he started it.
I think he did, but it's one of these teams where, they had a cast of characters or closers by committee, as they say. Bender did it for a little bit, I was hitting myself in the head over that one because I had Bender for like $4 the year before, whatever.
Yeah. I think we both had him, might have traded him to each other.
Yeah. It's just hard to say. I would say Foucher would be first in line if something were to happen to Fairbanks. But it seems like a pretty solid bet. Like you said, the opportunities may be limited, but if you have him, just from a fantasy perspective, if he gets traded somewhere, yeah, you're rolling the dice. But if he does a good job, he might get a closer job to the club he gets traded to. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Well, I'll go. I picked.
Oh, they also have Ronnie Henriquez on the IL, but he's going to be in their closer mix, I guess, if he comes back. I don't know what his injury is.
Who's that one guy? Nardi.
Nardi, yeah.
He's a lefty, but they talk about him having some closer credentials at some point.
Yeah, he's back now and healthy again, I think. But I don't know, Closer Monkey's not listing him in the mix.
Yeah. Probably be a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I did
especially being a lefty.
Right. And he doesn't have like a big fastball or anything. I don't think. He's kind of a smaller.
A friend of mine does know him, though. He played Little League with his son.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so the Mariners, Kevin Cash, the manager, Pete Fairbanks, of course, we just talked about. He signed with Tampa Bay. It seems right now they're claiming this is a true closer by committee in Seattle.
Really?
But Griffin Jack's probably leading the pack right now, and he has a tremendously high K rate.
You mean Minnesota?
No, does Jack's
Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Seattle's Munoz, Brash, Ferrer.
Yeah. Okay. Tampa Bay. But Jax looks to have the job probably right now. But the manager has demonstrated. Cash has demonstrated a tendency to mix and match. So there could be saves going to Gerrit Clevenger, the lefty out of the pen, who had tremendous numbers. He had like a 2.35 ERA, 0.95 WHIP. But there's a Dominican pitcher named Edwin Uceda.
Yeah.
Uceda. He has a 100 mile an hour fastball. The only problem is his shoulders is bugging him right now. He's having problems with his shoulder. So Brian Baker there, he's another quality reliever. He did K 83 batters in 68 innings last year, so he's probably someone that could do the job too. He's done it in limited capacity before. But I think
he had a lot of holds, it looks like.
Yeah. But I think that Jax will probably enter the season as the closer. I think their long-term plan is for Uceda maybe to get into that role. Not necessarily because he's the best fit for the closer role. It's because he's a little
Pete Fairbanks is gone.
Well, but sometimes you'll put a guy in a setup role. You don't want a guy in a setup. You want him to start clean innings, right? You want him to come in clean innings and get the save. You don't want to put him in a setup role where he comes in with inherited runners if he tends to be wild, if he has any kind of issues like that. So sometimes the guys will get a closer job, even if it's not the best suited for the closer job. He's just not suited for much else.
Yeah.
So, but Alexis Diaz was like that. He'd been a terrible setup guy because he was so freaking wild, and he barely served as a closer, but he was serviceable for a couple of years. But anyway,
now he's Texas's setup guy.
Yeah. I didn't know he landed there, but that's cool. But I didn't know this was Tampa Bay either. So
Texas is maybe one we'll talk next week about.
Okay.
If we haven't yet.
So we got about 5 minutes left. What's your next closing situation?
Well, Texas. No,
okay.
No, I had a different one. I had Minnesota.
Okay.
That looks like another committee kind of deal. We got Justin Topa, Taylor Rogers, and Cole Sands. I don't know. Taylor Rogers, he's done it before. He was no great shakes with the Reds, really. I don't know anything about Cole Sands, but Justin Topa. I mean, it all comes down to the Twins suck.
The Twins, they're kind of in a tough spot. But so he doesn't have like Taylor Rogers doesn't have traditional closer stuff, but he's a sidearmer, right?
Yeah.
So
Submariner kind
of he's not as drastic as Kent Tekulve or Dan Quisenberry, but those guys can be tough on hitters. You get a lot of ground balls. You can get by with a closer like that sometimes. He's serviceable. He's a good reliever. Kind of a rubber-armed reliever. But that's fluid.
Yeah, he'll answer the call. That's for sure.
Yeah, somebody could overtake him easily. It's probably one for fantasy purposes to kind of back off of a little bit.
Yeah.
But all right, so I'll go to Pirates. The Pirates would seem to have a lead pipe cinch closer in Santana. The only thing I have a problem with was Dennis Santana, and it's not a big deal, but he doesn't, he's got a decent strikeout rate, but he doesn't strike out more than a batter an inning. That's not the end of the world. He did a very good job. I don't know if he's blown a save yet in his career, but he might. I think I read he might be 16 for 17 or something.
Yeah. Through 12 games in September, he's converted 5 of 6 save opportunities, so he blew at least one.
Yeah.
Posting a 0.65 whip with 13 Ks versus 1 walk over 12.1 innings. That's a good K to walk ratio, even if he's not doing more than 1 K an inning.
Yeah. Doggle hunt.
And I do own Dennis Santana for $1.
Right. That's a good asset you have there for sure. Gregory Soto's kind of looks to be the guy next in line. He's got kind of electric stuff, but he's a little volatile. I don't see him overtaking Santana unless Santana really struggles. Then you got Justin Lawrence is actually a quality reliever, but more along the lines of setup man, more of a high usage guy. So
I think Eno Sarris seems to think that Santana's not going to hold on to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So there's always the specter. The Pirates are flying high right now. They think they're going to contend. They're made a lot of deals and stuff like that, but they're always the potential there because the team are kind of skinflints that they could start selling off guys late, if things aren't going well. So there's always that specter. But I think Santana is the guy. I mean, you feel pretty good about your $1 closer, I think, right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get my dollar worth out of him, I'm sure.
Absolutely. All right. So we don't, like always, man, we're always right up against our 1 hour threshold.
Cool.
We don't have any catchphrases or anything.
This is all battery power because I left my plug at work.
Oh, sweet. Oh, okay. Well, Cruise, we can do it.
Yeah,
but you said something last week.
Around 90%.
You said something last week that could serve as our catchphrase, right?
I don't know. What did I say?
Always stay within the zone.
No, don't swing outside the zone.
Don't swing outside the zone. Swing outside. All right, man.
All right. Don't swing outside the zone. Cheers.